How do I create red lights in this district? With muzzle flash from this gun in my hand.
If you're looking to find a good time girl or a pickup girl in Parabellum City, Folks in the Know cruise down Marquette Ave. Falk Zildjian, inexhaustible hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, marches down that seedy street with his friend and sometime partner in justice, Petra Wojciechowicz, county clerk and registrar of deeds. They search for a man on the run, a burglar who stole from the wrong safe and now has a price on his head. Last seen in the Red Light District.
I, for one, refuse to believe in this conspiracy theory about Parabellum City having a red light district.
We're walking through it right now. What conspiracy theory?
Oh, they claim the Marquette Ave Merchants Association colludes with traffic cops to make the stoplights longer. People stuck at stoplights will see things they like in shop windows, so they're more likely to stop and buy things. The traffic signals have a longer red light than green. That's why they call it the Red Light District.
I don't think that's the reason. It's not like there's a lot of furniture or evening gowns to see in these shop windows. The only storefronts along here are things like massage parlors and gentlemen's clubs.
I've heard they have very imaginative workers in these massage parlors. For an extra fee, the masseuse will fabricate a fairy tale about their client in which they live happily ever after.
You mean they charge extra for happy endings?
Right.
What do we know about this burglar, Jacoupy? Where could he be hiding?
We know he skedaddled from his mother's boarding house in Little Albania. Full name is Ercan Jacoupy, but he sometimes goes by John Jacobs. He cleaned out a safe belonging to the Green Street crime family. He made off with a little cash, some bearer bonds, and other paperwork. He's been known to frequent the shops on Marquette Ave. I don't really understand why this neighborhood has such a bad reputation. They just have niche businesses catering to unusual customers.
Seems pretty normal, Falk. What part of this seems unusual to you?
Well, for example, you've heard people say some play or movie was as boring as watching paint dry. Around here they pay to watch people remove dried paint. They make elaborate performances out of it.
Where do they do that?
Several venues on the street. Right there's a sign for one.
Oh, strippers.
Really, I can't imagine the attraction. Rubbing a steel putty knife across a wooden board and watching flakes of paint fly off.
And we don't know if this Jacoupy guy would watch a strip show or go for a massage?
No, but there are other strange specialties in this neighborhood. A few joints here do nothing but agricultural exhibitions.
Oh boy, I'm afraid to ask.
Just showing different varieties of newborn chickens. I guess there's an audience for that kind of thing.
Chickens? Oh, of course. A peep show, right. Anywhere around here he could fence those bearer bonds he stole?
No, I'm not sure. If he found papers that incriminate the Green Street family, he might try to sell it back to them. But I don't think he'd be that stupid. He knows they put a price on his head.
The fact that he stole from that crime family in the first place shows he isn't too smart. Maybe we should stake out the Green Streets and see if Jacoupy tries to contact them.
No, I think he's lasted this long because he's smart. You know the best part? Rumor is the Green Streets had information about their biggest competitor, Regina, the queenpin of crime. There might have been some paperwork in that safe proving Regina's true identity. I've been trying to take her out of commission for years. Imagine if I could bring her down and the Green Streets at the same time.
That would be swell.
Who do you suppose she is? I thought maybe Regina was that dame that owns the perfume shop on DeQuinder, Maxine de la Glace. She's beautiful, wealthy, and she manages a chain of high-class stores around the tri-state area.
That tramp, she couldn't make it 5 steps in Regina's shoes.
You don't think so?
Has this ever happened to you? You've put together a radio drama with witty repartee and dynamic action, but you just don't have enough actors to fill it out. So you end up with flat, lifeless banter between the only 2 voices you can afford.
Hey!
What?
It's nothing to be ashamed of, folks. It could happen to anybody. But it doesn't have to when you have crowd casting services working for you. Besides having more gunmen per capita than other burgs, Parabellum City is lucky to have more radio stations and radio shows per capita than anywhere else in the tri-state area. Which is surprising since the acoustics in Parabellum City make everyone sound alike. As Hollywood attracts film actors, our town, the city that never misses, attracts radio actors. That means plenty of wannabes crawling over top of each other, willing to work cheap. There's no need to skimp on your cast. Why, you can afford to fill your show to the rafters with extras. Remember crowd casting services for your next stage play or radio drama. Here's what that can sound like for you.
What were we talking about?
You brought up Maxine de la Glace, and I said, that tramp, she couldn't make it 5 steps in Regina's shoes.
You don't think so?
Just like the 2 of you won't make 5 more steps on Marquette Avenue.
Who are you?
Broderick Crawford, and I'm here to get the bounty on that burglar before you or anybody else does.
The movie actor Broderick Crawford? Why would he waste time as a bounty hunter?
No, I'm not the actor. I use his name because it's a good cover. Plus, people tell me I sound like him.
You really don't. All three of you can line up against the wall of that nightclub and drop your weapons.
Who are you?
Boyd's the name. Big Boyd. And I'll collect the reward for that burglar, not you schmucks. Excuse me, my name is George Kowalczyk. I'm here to collect the bounty on the man who robbed the Green Street family.
Get in line, brother.
Oh, thank you. The line starts here?
Should we chase him off or just mow him down where they stand, Fred?
Why waste bullets? You idiots, get out of town before we off you.
Who are you supposed to be?
Why, that's Dredd and Fred, the Gloom brothers. They're big-time shooters from Kansas City. Gosh, can I get your autograph? Sure, hold my Tommy gun. Who do I make it out to? I like to personalize them so I can... Aw, crud, I gave him my gun. That wasn't very wise.
Look at all these goons coming out of the woodwork. How much money did they put on Jacoupy's head anyway?
Shut up.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Is it still on? Am I too late to get the bounty on that Jacobs guy?
Jacoupy.
I heard it was John Jacobs.
Were you even hired by the Green
That don't
Street?
make no sense.
Did you hear a
Green
rumor
Street
about
won't pay
it?
the bounty?
You bunch are getting on my last nerve. Can you all just shut up a minute? Look, I'm here on behalf of the Apple Cider Vinegar Consortium. So you cross me, you're stepping into a big pile of pain.
I heard if you're having pains, it helps to take a tablespoon of olive oil.
Which one of you is Falk Zildjian?
Yeah, that's me.
I'm Vince Grumman. Me and my crew got a contract with the Green Street, so this bounty is ours. I want you and these other mugs cleared out so we can get to work.
Am I supposed to know you?
Grumman here is shop steward for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Villains, Local 190.
Whatever happened to love you?
I do. Oh, Falk, does this mean you finally...
Hold it. A couple of villain groups merged to form the Legion of Villains, Vinegar, and Underghouls. They're known by their initials LOVVU, which they pronounce Love You, remember?
No, that Love You coalition couldn't make it work, so we split into our individual factions again. Except there was a small spin-off group of cannibalistic electrical vinegar fellas. I don't think that'll last long. CEVF is not a memorable acronym. The Kevs?
Guys, I don't think this is going to work. There's too many people to keep track of, all trying to capture that burglar for the Green Street crime family.
That's not my goal.
Who are you?
Bertie Greenstreet. I'm here to show everyone it's not the whole Green Street family breaking laws. There are a few of us on the straight and narrow path. My Uncle Sid is another one, for example.
And I'm here to see if that burglar's ready to fence his stuff. I can get him a good price.
Guys, stop. No.
How are we going to get
empty guns?
Let's give those guys a moment to work things out while I tell you about Third Act Problem Script Doctors, tonight's other sponsor. Are you having trouble squeezing in all the exposition you need without it sounding like exposition? Let the script girls and story doctors at Third Act Problem show you how to keep things hopping. Sometimes you just need to pare it down to one or two storylines and trim away the excess. But why are we giving away trade secrets for free? Call Third Act Problem today for all your script doctoring needs. Look for our half-page ad in the phone book just below AAA Script Doctors.
Hold it. Pipe down.
That's not petroleum jelly, that's rubber cement.
We have to talk this out. Otherwise, we're going to have a bloodbath before anybody finds Jacoupy.
Jacobs.
Don't start that again. It's just an
Seriously,
alien.
here we
Should've
go
known
again.
better than try this
It ain't
stuff
one thing,
anyway.
It's another.
Cheese it. It's the constabulary.
Great. With all the bounty hunters clearing out, maybe we can finally make some progress finding Jacoupy.
This streamlining of the story and decrease in antagonists is brought to you by our sponsor, Third Act Problems.
I don't think this show even has second acts.
Then have I got an act for you?
I thought we were finished with all the introductions.
Just one more. I understand you've come to Marquette Avenue looking for a young man named John Jacoupy. Know that he is under my protection.
Who are you?
I am the famously odoriferous, honorable fellow who loves a play on words.
Oh no.
Oh yes, the pungent.
I thought he was a myth.
You were mistaken.
I don't know which is worse, the puns or the smell.
Ugh, that's not even human body odor, is it? Is it from an animal?
It comes from the musk glands of the kinkajou. And no, I will not be making any puns about that. It's a relative of the raccoon that ranges from Central to South America, also known as a honey bear or coochie coochie, which gives me quite enough to work with.
Why would you douse yourself with that stink?
For my crime fighter name, what? I could be as much of a gentleman as you fancy, but I can't be the pungent without some aroma to complete my name.
You really suffer for your art.
Quite. I've grown accustomed to it, though. When I walk into even the most crowded pub, a seat seems to come available for me lickety-split.
I figured you might be a member of one of these gentlemen's clubs along the strip.
No.
Yeah, I just told this guy I was on the run from some bad characters, and he said he'd help me out. Nice guy. He got a sword inside that cane. It's pretty neat. I'm Erjan Jakupi, that burglar you was talking about.
We're not here to hurt you. We want to help.
That's what they all say. You wouldn't believe how many crooks have come gunning for me already after they said they was trying to help. And I don't like crowds even when they ain't trying to kill me. Being around a crowd of people gives me the willies.
If you were in a jeep full of men named William, you'd get the willies from the willies in the willies.
Erjan, can I call you Erjan? The papers you stole probably include information that would put the heads of the Green Street clan behind bars. But more importantly, these papers might have info about Regina, the queenpin of crime. You could help bring down the largest network of criminals in the tri-state area.
The Octo-State area, so I hear.
Yeah, about that. I think I read something about her in that mess of stolen papers. There were deeds to buildings or properties from around town. Most of them are in the names of Kenneth Greenstreet or his brothers Orson or Denton. But one was signed by Anthony Mastroianni Jr., Regina's right-hand man. That can't be a coincidence.
You think the Greenstreets had some connection to Regina?
It could mean Junior was backstabbing Regina, or he was pretending to betray her to the Greenstreets so he could get more information out of them.
There's another possibility. The Greenstreets might have got this deed without his help to use against Regina. All this stupid legal stuff has more than one name signed on it. The person selling the property, the person buying it, real estate agents on either side, companies who transfer the title. Now there's a racket I'd like to get into. All they do is read up on public information about the title to confirm it's on the up and up, and they get a cut of the sale price.
Never mind that. What about Regina?
Well, maybe your lady friend here can tell us about it. One of those signatures on the deed with Junior was Petra Wojciechowicz.
Of course. As county clerk and registrar of deeds, I have to sign them all.
Sure, her name's probably on those other deeds belonging to the Greenstreets too.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought maybe Petra was the secret identity of Regina. Then I could milk some money out of her. If I gotta go into hiding permanent-like, I'm gonna need some dough.
There's probably a reward from the police for turning over incriminating evidence about the Greenstreets. A substantial reward, I'm sure. You won't need to go near them. I can act as a go-between. I'll get the money from the cops and bring it to you. In fact, I'll take all the deeds and papers back to the county building and lock them up. Meanwhile, Falk and the pun gent can find a safe house for you to hide in.
You think the reward would be like $100,000?
I imagine more in the neighborhood of 25.
I'm really looking for at least 80.
I could probably convince them to go as high as 50.
You two sound like you're having an auction. We're at the Marquette Avenue Street Bazaar bidding on, whatever they sell here, baby chickens.
65.
I'll try for 65.
There you go. Nice doing business with you.
Doing business with the county. It's not with me exactly. I'm just seeing that justice is done.
There he is. Let's get him.
Come on, I thought we were done with this.
Everyone, behind that Willys.
What?
It's a car. That Willys Overland Model 39. The green four-door sedan over there. Take cover.
Oh, that's what you were talking about earlier with the Willies thing.
Yes.
Cute.
You'll never get out of this alive, Zildjian.
Is that one of the guys we saw earlier? He sounds like Broderick Crawford.
No, he doesn't.
Ain't you gonna return fire, Zildjian? Everybody says you're a marksman.
I have to wait until someone,
What gives you the Willies, Falk?
this gun in my hand.
But why are they shooting at us? I thought the price on my head was to bring me in alive. We ain't come for you, you numbskull. We want Falk Zildjian and anybody he's talked to.
But why?
Because we're from the Marquette Avenue Merchants Association. We gotta stop Zildjian before he reveals the plot to lengthen all the stoplights in the area.
That can't be the real reason it's called the Red Light District.
It was already called the Red Light District. That's what gave us the idea.
But why would people call it that before the stoplight plot?
You see, Falk, when a man really loves a woman, and she does not love him, but he has an extra 10 shillings to spare...
Don't tell him. I like him better this way. The red stoplights just use redder bulbs in this part of town.
Oh.
I say, might I have everyone's attention?
Pungent, get down. Don't walk out there in the open like that.
I think we can all work this out amicably without bloodshed. You Yanks have a variety of alternate terms for your firearms, I'm told. You call it a rod, a heater, a gat, or, more relevant to our current situation, a piece.
Yeah, so what about it?
Don't you see, old thing? We just need to form a peace treaty. No?
A Gross of Goons, episode 75 of This Gun in My Hand, was engrossed by Rob Northrop. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. How do I resolve third act problems? With this gun in my hand.